Legends abound that tell of an ancient world that once thrived on this earth, but which perished by means of a great flood. The Babylonian epic of Gilgamesh and the legend of the lost continent of Atlantis are just two. Variations of this story exist in the folklore of all people, evidence that the disaster left a lasting impression on the collective memory of mankind. But only the Bible gives an unembellished account of why God destroyed the world. The 6th chapter of Genesis tells us that spirit sons of God, angels, materialized as men in order to procreate with women. The Bible says that they chose as many wives for themselves as they wanted. The result of the unnatural union between angels and sinful women was the birth of a freakish race of violent giants called the Nephilim. The account says that they were the mighty ones of old, the men of fame. Evidently, the exploits of the rebellious angels and the Nephilim are reflected in Greek mythological tales of violent giants and demigods. Under the influence of the rebellious angels, the world became ruined in the sight of God. In spite of the prevailing violence and immorality, Jesus referred to the fact that persons living in the pre-flood world were eating, drinking, and marrying, and took no notes. And all the while Noah was sounding the warning of God's coming judgment and building an enormous ark according to God's specifications for the preservation of mankind and the animals and the birds of the earth. Once the ark was ready, then it began, and for 40 days and 40 nights the earth was deluged, and the world perished beneath the angry waters. But what happened to the rebellious angels? Did they drown in the flood along with their wives and sons? No. The once faithful sons of God dematerialized back into the spirit realm, and they are now known as the demons. Under their king, Satan the devil, the demons are the actual unseen rulers of this world. Their insidious influence is reflected in popular culture that glorifies superheroes and promotes magic and violence and sexual promiscuity of all kinds. As a result of their misleading influence, the world is self-absorbed with the everyday cares and attractions of the world, eating and drinking and marrying, just as in the days of Noah. But Satan knows that his days are numbered. Just as the watery deluge was suspended in heaven over the earth, the Christian apostle Peter informs us that the heavens and the earth that are now are stored up for fire, reserved until the day of God and the destruction of ungodly men. A day in which the very elements will melt and the heavens will pass away with a hissing noise, and the wicked rule and ungodly men and their demonic masters will be no more, just as in the days of Noah.